welcome to the MetalFromNL Tiplijst. Welcome back. I know I should have uploaded one last week because I usually tend to do this at the even weeks, not the odd weeks. However, life happened. I went to Oktoberfest in Germany and I had quite some. I had quite a lot of work to do actually. So here we are. There are also a lot of tracks that got released, and I really need to push one out next week as well, and I have way too many tracks, so it's safe to say that summer is definitely over and the metal scene in the Netherlands is really thriving. So here we are. We're back with 11 new tracks this week, and we have 10 for next week already. New tracks by Written in Blood, Tenuem and Dreadmask, also debut track by Drovich. And we're gonna start this one off with a new track by Haliphron. It's symphonic / melodic death metal, female fronted death metal. This is their latest track, Silent Escape. Enjoy. was Silent Escape from Haliphron. And we've seen Haliphron play actually at Stonehenge this year, so we know how good they are live. And in October they will release a new album, Anatomy of Darkness. Silent Escape is the second track of that track list, and the band plays, well, like symphonic death metal, melodic death metal. They've been around for 3 years, and their vocalist is actually well known from playing in Isegrim. Other members actually are well known as well, because they've been playing in Bleeding Gods and God Dethroned. So Haliphron, like those previous bands, is again filled with interesting riffs. Also, the vocals really remind me of like a mix between maybe Danny Field, Cradle of Field, and Children of Bottom, but better cause Dutch. There's this wall of sound that hits you when the double grunts hit you. But I have to say, live, this was even better. It came more to life than on track, because it's lacking a bit of their stage energy. Onto more Dutch death metal with next track from Written in Blood. This is Black Dog.
Red eyes that glow like hellfire, found often at the gallows place, demonic hound that can shift shade, black dog, hound of hell, black dog, hound of hell. God of the gate of the land of the dead, eyes that burn within our fire from hell, appealing from out of nowhere and vanish without a trace. Black dog, hound of hell, black dog, hound of hell. Hound of hell! Hound of hell! Hound of hell!
That was Written in Blood with their latest track, Black Dog. And even though Written in Blood as a band hasn't been around for too long, these guys have been all over the Netherlands basically. And it feels like a bit of a reunion with Haliphron next to it, because these guys are also from God Dethroned. These guys should be knowing what they're doing. However, they've been around for quite some time, and that isn't really heard in this track, really. It sounds a bit too DIY, I think. And their previous album, I think, was a lot better. It was greatly received in Germany. Germany has a better metal scene than the Netherlands anyway. But yeah, to me, this track, it feels a little bit boring. The Hound of Hell line is repeated a little too often. The track really lacks interesting riffs, and again, this is also a band that you should just see live, but yeah, I expected more actually from Written in Blood. That's what I have to say about it. Next up, a track from a band that's actually not as well known in the Netherlands, because they used to be based in Portugal, but they've relocated for two years now, I think. Actually, a band by a name that we've had in the tip list before, Jamil Ladner. This is Abstracted Mind with their latest track, Eternals. that was Abstracted Minds with their latest track Eternals. After that promising intro tape for this track, we expected a lot from this track, and for those of you who have seen The Matrix, those sounds are very familiar. I love her vocals, I love the groovy riffs, the synths are maybe a little bit too loud, and Jamil, well, I guess it's Jamil. Maybe you shouldn't grunt or shout because it isn't even grunting, but however there's still a lot to like on this track. Abstracted Mind, it's another track by for another band, actually by Jamil Ladner. We know him from his solo project Marble Machine as well. And this guitarist has some skills and he's showing those off in the video that goes with this track as well. They're actually playing a show in Dordrecht on the 28th of September, and if you're watching this on Thursday, you can still make that because that's Saturday this week. So if you see it in time, you might still be able to go. On to the first deathcore track of this list. This is actually a long-awaited EP. It's the latest EP or debut EP from Tenuem. This is the track Distrain. That was Tenuem with the track of their latest EP, Distrain. And Tenuem is deathcore, maybe, but not just deathcore. They play black and deathcore, and that's clearly heard on this track, Distrain, as well as on the rest of their EP. Singraven, it dropped a few weeks back, and we've been playing it a few times since, actually. Also check out the review on our site if you haven't so far, because this EP is easily one of the better releases of the year so far. And they could do a bit better with mixing their tracks, depending on what kind of headphones you listen to, probably. But that's basically my only feedback, and there are plenty of nice melodies on this EP. The real hero of this track is that solo at the end, though. This is also the mosh pit track of the EP, I think. Not every track on Singraven is as fast, but do listen to the whole thing while you're at it. On to something not as fast. This is a track from Officium Triste, also a staple in the Dutch metal scene. And this is the track My Poison Garden. Yes, that was Officium Triste with My Poison Garden. And Officium Triste is for sure a staple in the Dutch metal scene. Again, another staple in that Dutch metal scene. The release of their 7th full length marked the 30th anniversary of this band. So they're still going strong. And My Poison Garden is the 2nd track of this latest album, and which is called Hortus Venenum, which is basically Latin for, you guessed it, My Poison Garden. So no wonder that I needed to put in this track. And it actually really reminded me of Before the Dawn the first time I heard of it, because of that Scandinavian-inspired riff. It's a very gloomy track, as is most of the rest of the album. Makes sense because they play doom death metal, and this is actually a very good track for the current weather with all the rain and stuff. You can clearly hear these guys' experience. It doesn't even feel like a Dutch band, in my opinion. And if you like this track as much as I did, make sure to listen to the rest of the album, Hortus Venenum. We will be doing a review once we get to it, however. So stay tuned for that. Or let me know if you want to review it, of course, because yeah, you can do that as well. Next up, another death metal track. It's a lot of death metal, this track list. This is by Dreadmask, and it's called Ember. that was Dreadmask's latest track, Ember. They're back with another track, the final one, I think, before they will release their full-length final Dread. It's gonna drop on November 1st, so stay tuned for that. You can pre-save it, whatever, probably very soon. Follow their Instas if you like this track. And it's very clear that they get their inspiration from melodic death metal. And this is probably my favorite track they've dropped so far. With all the gang vocals in there, it's also going to be a very fun song to play live, I guess. They have signed up with stoarm bookings, so I hope we're going to see them live very, very soon. They also are set to release their album on November 1st, and there's some kind of big announcement coming, so I don't know what it is. Stay tuned for their socials, probably. I like this one. I like the next one as well. We're gonna skip one if you're checking out the latest releases playlist as well, because I had to make some room to fit in 10 tracks today. Next one is gonna be from Marrow of Men. It's gonna be black metal, melodic black metal maybe. This is Ancient Hymns of the Apocalypse. Alright, that was Marrow of Men, Ancient Hymns of the Apocalypse. And that's also the title track of Marrow of Men's latest album, Ancient Hymns of the Apocalypse. And I've actually reviewed that album as well, so you can check that out. It's on the website. Marrow of Men, it's a black metal project, one-man black metal project. So kudos to that, because it's actually quite impressive to create an album by yourself. And Ancient Hymns of the Apocalypse contains 9 tracks, and honestly, most of them are worthy of a spot in the Tiplijst. However, this track felt like a really good summary of the rest of the album. It's quite long. It has quite a long intro as well, but that's followed with the catchy riffs that are on the rest of the album. And it even has some progressive stuff. I heard a hint of Opeth in there. I'm not sure if you spotted it. I like the nasty grunts on this album. And yeah, even if you listen to the lyrics, Marrow of Men gives us quite something to think about. The final lines literally are, what happens after death? No one truly knows until they die. Something to think about for your weekend. More black metal with another Dutch band. They are from Friesland. And this is Drovich with De Storm. feels like a very, very short song, and it's really not. It's, I think, 3.5 minutes? Yeah, 3.5 minutes. So, like, basically standard length, even for black metal. That's just because the previous track of Marrow was 9 minutes, so 3 times as long. Anyway, Drovich. It actually means sad in Frisian, which is a pretty good name for a doomy black metal band. The Storm is their debut track, or it's actually the Stoarm. I don't know how to pronounce it, I don't speak Frisian. It's the debut track by these guys. They also made a video. They've been around for quite a while, even though they didn't really release anything yet, but they've been playing all around the north, I guess. And it takes a while for them to get into it, but then once we do, we get some nice melodic riffs. It's all in Frisian. They're pretty proud of their heritage, I assume, but that also means that I don't really know what the track is about, probably about a storm. I like the clean vocals for the chorus. They match really well with the scratchy, like, black metal grunts, and I think Drovich should be pretty proud of this first release, even though you might need to wait till the first chorus to really get into the song. Time for more melodies. This is a band that we've had in a playlist a few times by now. This is the latest track by Maanvlinder. This is Kleine, Scherven. I have to say, I'm actually a little bit angry with Maanvlinder about this track, and I'll tell you why. I really do not like Dutch. I don't like the Dutch language at all. Especially not in music, especially not in metal, unless it's black metal, because then you cannot hear it anyway, so it doesn't really matter what language you sing, because it's all grunts and noise and whatever. However, with Maanvlinder, they only sing in Dutch, and the first track they did, I wasn't actually that bothered by it. It was a very catchy song, and I ended up singing their lyrics, even though it was in Dutch. And the same thing happened with this song. And I really don't like the chorus, because it's way too obvious, way too direct, and I just really do not like those lines. But it's very catchy, and I ended up singing it anyway. So thank you for nothing, probably Maanvlinder. We've had multiple tracks of Maanvlinder in the Tiplijst so far. Kleine Scherven is the latest one, and I really like the synth line. I really like those melodies, and they're all that you would expect from Maanvlinder. And by now we get a similar theme in the tracks as well. It's all about relationships, things that haven't really gone right. And before, as I said before, I wasn't really bothered by those Dutch lyrics, but in this track, it does not really work for me at all. However, there's probably a very big group of people that really will like this track. And I cannot disagree with them either, because there's nothing wrong with this track. The vocalist is great, the mix is great, the music is great, it all just really works. Except for the lyrics. The break makes this maybe their heaviest song so far, even though it's very short. They redeem themselves, however, by putting in break after that as well, with even more guitar solos and guitar harmonies and stuff like that. It's just a great song. That's the problem with this song. It's a great song. Please do not make these lyrics ever again. Please make better lyrics, so that I will be happy when I sing the lyrics to your great song. On to more familiar sounds, or noise, however you want to call it. This is the latest track by Distant. This is Fleshweaver. Right, it's a bit on the short side maybe, but yeah, what would we expect from Distant? It's nice to get all our aggression out from Maanvlinder's track with a little bit of headbanging and crowd gunning in my bedroom. And this track is again heavy as fuck, and we wouldn't expect less. What do you say when a band just gives us banger after banger? Maybe something about the black metal influences on this track that make their appearance. with the riffs and the blast beats in the middle. It's also probably one of their shortest tracks. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it feels really short. It's 2 minutes 20 seconds. That's quite short for any track. After having a break in their home away from home on tour, these guys are back. They're back on track with the release of their upcoming album. Fleshweaver is the second track, I think, from that album. Tsukuyomi, the beginning. I have no clue what it means. Knowing Distant, there's probably some elaborate lore behind it, so go check that out. And you can also actually pre-order that album on yellow black colored marble. It's very pretty, and there is lots of new merch in their store as always. So go check out their store and support these guys, because yeah, they had a robbery and they really deserve it. Final track for today's playlist is from Changing Tides, and this is the track with the very happy title, Bleeding Wrist.
I don't
saw us changing tides with their final track Bleeding Wrists. These guys are also on track for their album release. They release an album on the 10th of November with a party in 013 in Tilburg. Bleeding Wrists, it's a groovy song, which I quite like. It's not as heavy and as gut-wrenching as some of their other tracks, but man oh man, those guitar riffs on the track, yes, more please. Shout out to the drummer as well, because there's like a cymbal thingy that he does in those groovy guitar parts, which is really nice. It really takes the whole track up a notch. And of course, we get an epic breakdown at the end of the track, because why not? It's deathcore. Or metalcore. Metalcore does that as well. Anyway, if you ever needed a wall of death moment, this is your wall of death moment. There it is. Those grunts in that piece, by the way, nasty as fuck as well. So can't wait for the rest of the album. It's not gonna take that much longer. And to gain even more hype, by the way, this weekend on the 28th, I believe, their vocalist Casper, he has joined Deeproot, who will release a new track this weekend. So more to come. Next week, because we're already at the end of the list, next week we have new music from a new band called Haliphron, and I'd advise you to go check that out right now, because it's already on Spotify and it's already in our latest releases playlist as well. The track is called Bleed, and I really liked it. Also, we have new music from Deadspeak, Deathless Void and Howlet next week, because they already released their latest records on the 20th of September. Of course, new music from Released River, who will release their album, who have released their album last Wednesday. And if you want to see that live, you can still do that, because tomorrow on Friday the 26th, or 27th, they have an album release party in Noble in Leiden. So maybe see you there, because I'll be going there. See you next week with the next edition of the MetalFromNL Tiplijst. And that's it for today.